Okay.
Oh, all down the chest. Come on then. Come on. Come on.
We're not entirely sure, but we think that this track is the London to Edinburgh line.
We are going to Edinburgh.
It's the what? LNER to Edinburgh. But we're currently in a place called Cromwell, which is just outside of Nottingham. We arrived yesterday afternoon, spent the night here, and we're moving on again today. We're heading up to Durham, which is right up near the Scottish border. You've got Northumberland, which is the next county further north than Durham, and then you're into Scotland. So without stopping off on the way, it's around about a 6-hour drive. So we figured it'd be quite good to stop somewhere on the way up and break up the drive, and we'll do the same coming back, I think. Although we were talking this morning about perhaps just doing the big 6-hour drive on the way home, but we might break it up, we don't really know yet. We're staying on a campsite called the Milestone Caravan Park. It's literally right on the A1. If you come off the A1, it's like 20 seconds and you're at the caravan park. The reason we're staying at a campsite is just purely because we're in a bit of a heat wave at the moment in the UK. So yesterday I think it was 32 degrees, the day before was like 31. It's actually going to be a bit cooler today. I think it's going to be like 26, 27, but it's generally really hot. And if we stay on a campsite, then that means we can have the doors open overnight. Whereas if we stay off grid, then you don't really want to have your doors wide open because you don't know who's lurking about, I suppose. I don't know, but yeah, that's the reason why we're on the campsite anyway, just so we can sleep with the doors open and not really have to worry about it. We might have, I know we've got to be out of here by 12, haven't we? Or there's another train going. Going so fast. So yeah, I think we need to be out of here by 12, and then we're going to go to a place called Clumber Park, which is the main National Trust place in Nottinghamshire, I think. I was looking on Google Maps and it seemed to be kind of like the main place to go if you want to go for a walk or something. And then I think around about 3 o'clock this afternoon, we're gonna do the drive up to Durham, which is about 2 hours from here. So another stint in the van, which is all right because we've got air conditioning in the van. So when we're driving, it doesn't matter how hot it is outside, because we stay nice and cool, so we don't mind that. I think we'll be away for roughly a week this time. I'm going to break this trip up into 2, possibly even 3 videos. I'm not really too sure. We don't know how long we're going to be staying here. We might make a bit more of a trip out of it, but yeah, I'm not really too sure. But for now, at least, we're in Nottinghamshire, another county ticked off. We'll be in Durham later, which is another county, and then I'm sure there'll be at least 1, if not 2 more, before we go home. Ready for this? Ready, Dig? Oh, yes! How is that?
You scared him again?
Huh?
You scared him again?
I'm trying to find a couple of fun facts for you about Nottinghamshire, but I've got no signal on my phone, so that's not working. One fun fact though that I do know is that Nottinghamshire is home to the Sherwood Forest, which isn't actually too far away from us. And some of you may remember from your childhood that the Sherwood Forest is the home of Robin Hood. Now, is Robin Hood fiction, fictitious, or is he real? Was he real? I don't know. Maybe there's some kind of legend of Robin Hood there somewhere. Either way, Sherwood Forest is not too far from here. Robin Hood, there you go. Becky's just laying down on the bed, having a snoozer. So she's got the back doors open and got a nice view over there. I still can't believe that I managed to build this van. And I know I've said this before, but I remember standing in the van, not having a clue what to do with it. And now, well, hasn't quite been a year, but about 9 months later, we're in the middle of Clumber Park, Nottinghamshire, just living the dream, really. I was just saying to Becky about an hour ago that I feel so lucky to just kind of be here right now. I just feel so lucky. Where's it, Diggs? Right. Let's go. Alright guys, 2-hour drive-ish. Aircon is on, so we're not getting hot. No, we probably don't need it on yet, to be honest with you. The aircon though is an absolute game changer in the van. In our old van we didn't have air conditioning, and there were so many times, even when it wasn't really hot, when it was like 20 degrees, 22 degrees, we still wished that we had aircon. So when we were looking to buy a van, around about this time last year, aircon was just an absolute deal breaker for us. And a lot of the other vans, like the Sprinters and Transits and Crafters and that, didn't have aircon, did they? Very few of them had aircon. Whereas these vans had them all as just a standard. So it kind of reinforced why we bought this van instead of some other vans, as well as loads of other reasons, but yeah.
Yeah, one of the reasons.
Without aircon though, doing this kind of thing is not as enjoyable as it could
it's
be.
hard for the dog.
Yeah, with Digby especially as well. He gets really hot, so
It's not really fair on him.
no, not at all. Got the aircon for you, Diggs. That's what it was. Well, welcome to Durham, everybody. First time I've ever been here, and I'm not really much of a city person, but that being said, I am partial to a historic city such as Oxford, or maybe not so much London, but Bath was quite nice. We went to Bath a few years ago, and I've just had a walk around the city centre with Digby. He didn't really enjoy it too much because he'd rather be running around a park or something. But we had a good look around the cathedral. Obviously can't go inside it because Digby can't go inside. And there's a castle up there as well, which we couldn't go and see because you had to pay to go in, I think, or you had to go through a gate to get in to go and see the castle. So we didn't bother doing that because I don't think Digby would be allowed in, which is a shame really. We should get Digby one of those high-vis vests, and then we can pass him as a guide dog, and then we can go anywhere we want. Becky's currently at her conference today. She's going to be there today and tomorrow, although the forecast is for rain tomorrow, which is quite surprising because it's supposed to be quite hot this week. I've got some phone signal today though, so I can give you a couple of fun facts about Durham. So the castle up on the top of the hill behind me is an 11th century castle, which means that it must be 1,000 years old, and the castle has also been the home of Durham University since 1832. That with the cathedral, they have been designated World Heritage Sites by UNESCO in 1986. So there you go, quite a historic town centre in Durham. It's not a very big city either, looking on the map. The only thing that I really knew about Durham before I came here is that the university is one of the best in the country. I think it's up there in like the top 5 or something, and it's quite well known for that. So another fun fact about Durham is that it contains over 630 listed buildings. So a listed building, if you didn't know, is kind of like a building of historical interest. So you're not allowed to knock it down or anything like that. It's like a protected building for historical reasons. So 630 listed buildings, and 569 of those are located in the city centre itself. There is also a regatta that takes place on the River Wear, which is this river right next to me. I don't think it goes here because it's not level, but I think it's a bit further down. And it's the second oldest regatta in Britain, and it's often referred to as the Henley of the North. So there's a famous regatta that happens in Henley, which is on the River Thames, just to the west of London, I think. So this is the Henley of the North. What do you think, Diggs? Do you like Durham? Digby? Do you like Durham? I've got to do it in a high-pitched voice. Digby? Do you like Durham? He's thinking no. I just want Mama to come home, and I want to go and run around the park and chase the birds. Oh, it looks like a paella. We didn't have many vegetables left, so I've just got 3 onions in this. I've cut them 3 different ways though, so it gives the illusion of different vegetables. But we've just got onion 3 ways and some vegetarian bacon, a little bit of garlic, stir-in sauce and some cheese. Very nice. We've got a little bit of a dilemma. It's Thursday today, Becky's got her second day of her conference tomorrow, and then we're staying here again tomorrow night, and we're due to leave on Saturday. So what we could essentially do is go home on Saturday, but we don't want to do that. We think that's just kind of a waste of time, considering we've come so far. We want to make a bit more of a trip out of it. And also on Sunday, Monday and Tuesday back home down south, it's going to be really hot. So I think Monday is going to be the hottest day. It's going to be like 35, 36 degrees. Has it moved to Tuesday? Well, anyway, it's going to be like 35, 36, maybe even hotter for those 3 days. So we don't really want to go home for that reason as well, because further up north it's a bit cooler, and I think here it's going to be about 30, and if we go further north I think it's going to drop into the mid to high 20s. But then if we go to the coast, then I think that's going to be mid to high 20s as well. So now we're thinking, do we go to the coast where we can be somewhere a bit cooler and you get the sea breeze? Because originally I was planning on just going a bit further north to get away from the heat, but then that adds to the drive going home. So we think that we might just swing over to the coast and spend a few days there and then go home on Wednesday, because it's going to be a lot cooler on Wednesday. We're just trying to figure out how we're going to avoid the heat and also have an enjoyable time on holiday. So we're thinking that Scarborough might be the destination that we go to, but we haven't booked anything. They might be fully booked, and then we'll have to rejig things and figure something else out. But yeah, just kind of trying to decide what to do. But I do really hope you enjoyed this video anyway, and make sure you come back for part 2, which will be next week, and then you'll find out exactly what we get up to. Will we go home? Will we go to Scarborough? Will we go up north? I don't really know. You have to come back and find out. But thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one.